Hello dear students, welcome to Devika's Commerce and Management Academy. So in auditing we have already discussed the introduction of vouching. Okay. So if you understood that first class, what is vouching, what are the objects, types of vouching, then we can go ahead for vouching of different transactions. Mainly vouching of purchase book, vouching of sales book, vouching of cash book. These three are important. There are many things like wages, vouching of wages, vouching of salaries, etc., vouching of stock. Many transactions are there. So I am not going to cover all. So I am going to cover purchase book, sales book, and cash book. These are important, and based on this, you can just go ahead of vouching of different any kind of transaction. Only the thing is you should have knowledge what is vouching, how to do vouching, as I am going to discuss right now. On this basis you can work out, you can just take it out any kind of vouching of any transaction. Am I clear? Today we will see vouching of cash book and vouching of sales book. Both will see. Okay. Vouching of sales book and vouching of purchase book. Both we are going to see. Vouching of purchase book, vouching of sales book. Purchase book means, did you remember subsidiary books? In subsidiary books we have discussed about purchase books and sales books. Purchase book means where credit purchases are there, that will be entering into the purchase book. In the same way, sales book also, where credit sales are there, that credit sales we are entering into the sales book. If cash sales, cash purchases are there, where do we enter? Cash book. So right now we are seeing sales book, purchase book, credit transactions, credit purchases, credit sales. Both will be entering into the cash book, purchase book and sales book. So how do you vouch these books? Purchase books, sales books. First we will focus on the vouching of purchase book. In vouching of purchase books, first of all you should remember purchase book means this is credit purchases. So related to the credit purchases you have to be alert. So how does this credit purchases happens? When you are purchasing something on credit basis, then at what rate you have purchased and what is the interest rate you are going to pay and who is the right creditor and to whom we have to pay, when we have to pay, installment, interest, this and that. All these transactions you must have an understanding. Okay, then after that we will go for vouching. Vouching comes later, but first thing is that purchasing the goods on credit basis. For this, few books you have to examine. You have to verify few books. What are those books? Books means 6 books are there. First one is balance of creditors. Purchasing goods on credit basis means from whom you are purchasing? Purchasing from creditors. Say I have purchased goods from Mr. X. Mr. X is here creditor. So we wanted to examine balance of creditors. How many creditors are there? Say I have purchased goods from A, B, C, D, E. 5 creditors are there. From 5 creditors I have purchased goods means while vouching it must be observed that how many creditors are there. 5 creditors are there. So balance of these 5 creditors to be observed, to be examined. Okay. This is the first book we are seeing. Then after that, cash and bank book. Why to see cash and bank book? This is credit, but future we are going to pay. Sometimes they may be saying that there was a credit purchases, we have paid it. How did you pay? Did you pay through the cash? Then cash book we have to see. Did you pay through the check? Then bank book you have to see. So that is why we will be observing cash book and bank book also. And third book is that purchase register. Whenever you are purchasing any goods, there will be a register. There will be a book. There will be recording of all the transactions in one register. So that need to be observed so that no transaction is missing. So purchase register you are seeing. What you are writing in this purchase register? Only the credit purchases. That will examine. Then after that, purchase returns book. Sometimes you are selling goods around 1000 goods. Out of 1000, 10 are defected and those 10 are returned back, then that should be in the returns book. Okay, purchased and returned. How much you have returned? 10 I have returned. Then it must be entered into the purchase returns book. This book also we are going to observe. And fifth book is that bills payable book. Through the bills, if you are paying the amount of goods purchased, then you have to examine the bills payable book. Purchase means creditors book we are seeing, and also bills payable book, along with the balance of creditors, cash book, bank book, purchase register, purchase returns, and bills payable book, and journal and other books. Any other transactions, journal and other books which are related to this, that also will be observing. These books you have to observe. After observation, please remember procedure or method of vouching the purchase book. How to vouch this? There are different processes, total 7 processes are there, 7 steps are there. First step is that verification of vouchers. When I am purchasing goods on credit basis, for every purchases there will be voucher, supporting voucher. That voucher you have to observe, first step. Okay, voucher we have to observe. Once if we observe, once if we got the vouchers, then next step is that examining the balances. How many vouchers we got, what is the amount, is this the same amount written in the purchase book or not? So that is examining the balances. If it is matching, examining, then third step comes to verification of debit balance. Total purchases, say we have 10 transactions of credit purchases. So all these things we will write it in the purchase book. Purchase book shows which balance? Debit balance. So we are verifying the debit balance of the purchase book. Then after that, next process is it comes to periodical reconciliation. Here you need to be very careful. Periodical reconciliation means when we have purchased this goods, what is the date? Is it matching exactly with our records or not? Sometimes you need to be very careful. Sometimes last year purchases also included in this year, and some manipulations possibilities are there. That is why you have to be very careful at this stage, periodical reconciliation. If it is matching, next step comes to verification of posting. Everything is clear. Posting, how is the posting? Where do you post first? First thing is that whenever you are purchasing any goods on credit basis, it must be posted into the purchase book. If any returns are there, that will be in the purchase returns book. Then after that, posting, where do you post? It will be on the ledger accounts. After ledger accounts, trial balance to trading account. So that posting you have to be careful. Is everything is posted properly or not? As we have started our checking of the transactions, watching of the transaction, till posting, is it clear or not? The next step it comes to verification of calculations. How many purchases are there? Totaling the calculation, if any discount you got it, did we deduct it, and any amount is already paid. Say 1 lakh goods purchased, we got a discount of 10%. It means totally you have to pay 90,000. Out of 90,000 some amount is already paid, say 20,000 already paid. It means how much is left? 70,000 is left. So that calculations. Totally left out or any amount, partial amount is paid or not, how much is to be outstanding, and how they are going to pay, all these calculations. Sixth step is it comes, sixth one. Then after that it comes to analyzing the internal control system. It's a part of internal control system only. Vouching, internal check, all these things are internal control system. So we are going to analyze the internal control system after doing all this process. How is the internal control system? If you find any kind of difficulties, then you need to be very careful that internal control system is not proper. You can suggest to the management that something is going wrong, whether it is manipulation or maybe unknowingly, or it can be mistake, whatever it may be. So lastly, you are observing the internal control system of this purchase book. Am I clear? This is about the vouching of purchase book. If you understand this, and vouching of sales book is damn easy. It's damn easy. See. Now, sales book. Sales book means sales, credit sales. When you are selling goods on credit basis, you are going to enter into the sales book. If it is a cash sales, cash book will enter. Okay. So now when you are selling goods on credit basis, then you have to be very careful about the vouching of the sales book. Any sales, credit sales, it comes in the sales book only. As we have observed in the book, in the purchase book, some few books we have verified na, for vouching of this purchase book. Here also for vouching of sales book, we have to observe, we have to verify few books, same type of books. See here what we have done, balance of creditors. Now here balance of debtors. Debtors means to whom you are selling the goods on credit basis. Say I am selling my goods to PQR. PQR debtors. Debtors. I sold them. I have to get back the amount from PQR. So those people are debtors. Balance of debtors. PQR balance I have to check. How many debtors I have? To whom I have sold? So that particulars of those debtors we have to observe first. Verify. Next after that cash book and bank book. Same like this only. Cash book and bank book. Any transactions, any payments we got it already, any receipts we got it, that we can see it in the cash book or bank book. Did they pay the cash? Then cash book. Did they pay through the check? Then it will be in the bank book. This book will observe. Then after that sales register. Whenever you are selling goods, whether it's a credit sales or cash sales, you will be entering into the sales ledger, sales book. So that book you have to verify how many sales we have done. Then that book, once if you verify that you are matching with the creditors. How many creditors are there? Is it matching with this or not? So that is sales register we are going to verify. Then after that sales returns book. Sold goods. Did they return anything? Say they have returned 15 goods. Then that must be in the sales returns book. And it should match with the sales register. It should match with the balance of debtors also. How many debtors are there, how much is returned, and then how much is left. So that is sales returns and bills receivable book. Here we said bills payable, na? Here it is bills receivable. When you are selling, bills receivable. When you are purchasing, bills payable. In the same way, lastly, journal and other books we have to observe. Same books. See, balance of creditors, balance of debtors. Cash and bank book as it is. Purchase register, sales register. Purchase returns book, sales returns book. Bills payable, bills receivable. And this one is as it is. So same books we are observing. After verification of these books, then procedure of vouching of sales book. Procedure or method. It is also same like this only. First thing is that what we are doing, verification of vouchers. We are selling goods. When we are selling, some voucher is there, na? Voucher. So that voucher, debtor number or something is written over there. So that you have to verify. Okay. And after verification, examining the balances. Sales book, how much balance is there? That balance you have to observe. Same like that one only. And verification of credit balances. How much credit balance is left? Then after that, periodical reconciliation. Here it was examining of debit balance, verification of debit balance. Here credit balance, because sales shows always credit balance. Okay. And periodical reconciliation. When we have sold, what is the date? Same like here also we have done periodical reconciliation. Can you see? I'll stand here. Periodical reconciliation, periodical reconciliation. Next, after that, this point, fifth point we don't have here, because identification of bad debts. Here you will not have bad debts, because we have purchased goods on credit basis. Here we have sold goods on credit basis, means definitely possibility is there for bad debts. If any bad debts are there, identify it. That point, extra point comes here. Once if you observe the periodical reconciliation, identification of bad debts. How many bad debts are there? Suppose I have sold goods worth of 3 lakh rupees on credit basis. Out of 3 lakh, 10,000 is bad debts, means they are not going to pay. It's a loss. So identify that one also. How much is there? So, identification of bad debts. Then after that it comes to examination of credit policy. So, credit policy, why we have to examine? Because whenever you are selling goods on credit basis, company might have decided already what are the rules and how do we sell the goods on credit basis, how many months, in how many months they have to return the money, and what is the interest rate. Like a few rules and regulations are there for every company as per their interest, as per their rules and regulations. So, that policy you have to observe. According to that policy only we are going to verify the transactions. So, that is why next step is that examining the credit policy. Then after that it comes to verification of posting. There also we have verification of posting. Na? Here verification of posting. Here also posting, total verification will do it. Then lastly it comes to analysis of debtors balances, total balances of debtors. So, that we are going to analyze it. That's all. These are the simple steps. Hope you understood it. Need not to by heart. In examination also, if you did not read this, just observe this, just recollect it. What is, how do we do? Suppose I am an auditor, how to go for this vouching of purchase book, how to go for vouching of sales book, which books I have to observe, then verification process. More or less or some points you may delete or you may add, it doesn't matter, but it should be concerned, it should be relevant to the topic, that is important. Am I clear? Take a screenshot or note down. In the coming days we will see few more topics related to the auditing. Anyway, auditing subject I am going in depth. So, hope you all are using it. Let me know in the comment box. You don't write anything, simply you will follow my lectures. I just want to know your feedback also because I can't see you. By the way, these all these lectures with lots of time and energy I am preparing for you all at the rate free of cost. Please forward it to all the students who are struggling. Let them to utilize, and you also after every class please refer the same topic from your textbook. You never forget this topic. So, stay connected and also study well throughout the year. Before exams, revise it. Good luck.